This episode of Sidekick Showcase is brought to you by Pillar Commercial. Pillar Commercial is a full-service real estate investment and operating platform based right here in Allen, Texas. Pillar Commercial is proud to be a hometown supporter and sponsor of the Dallas Sidekicks.
Ooh. It's a good one. Now let's go for it. Earliest soccer memory has to be when we were back home, and it must have been around about 4 or 5 years old. We went out to a field that was just arranged in our local community area. It was me, my cousin, and still my best friend to this day today. And yeah, we just went out, and that was the earliest memory I have. And we were just kicking the ball around and just being young boys, you know. Good question. It's changed over the years. The fun is obviously always what I've wanted to do. I've always wanted to play. I've never had any aspiration or any desire to do anything else in my life other than just be around football and play. But as of recently, the now fun, excitement, and the fun part is obviously to play in front of my kids. That's massive for me. That's a big part of what I enjoy. And you know, when we have arenas like we did on Saturday, that's got 2,500 fans inside our little arena that we have, and that only brings more fun to the game, and that only adds another piece to the element. But you know, I love this game. The game, it's incredible. You know, I like to think that I've still got some wheels left in at my age, and the ability to get up and down the field, and to create some 1v1 opportunities and stuff like that. But yeah, you know, just how fast the game is. You know, the backwards and forwards, and again, I go back to our game most recent that we had this weekend. It was one of the best games that I've ever been involved in, and I even had some people reach out to me after, and they were like, wow, how good was that game? And because it was end to end, it was, you know, Ontario had momentum, then we got some back, and then it kind of evened out a little bit, and then we really pushed through. And I mean, that's what indoors are about, right? You know, everybody wants to see the high scoring games, and because, you know, that's what you can get in indoor. But a 4-3 game, the way it was played, you know, the entertainment side of it, it was incredible. My greatest individual achievement, I think, has to be the 4 goals that I scored against San Diego to stop their unbeaten streak years ago here in Allen. And that was obviously a massive individual achievement for us. A good friend of mine was going through some troubled time at that time as well. So I dedicated the game and dedicated those goals to his son, Luca, who now is achieving so many good things, which is great. But yeah, that would be individual. And obviously, you know, if I was to speak about team related, it has to be this weekend. It has to be achieving playoffs. You know, it's been a long time since the organization has achieved something like this. And the way we've done it this year, you know, we've beat some really, really good teams along the way to get there. And, you know, I want to say that I don't think too many teams will be happy coming to Dallas and playing us in playoffs right now. I think that we've kind of made some statement wins. You know, the most recent one against Kansas, obviously the Ontario game, and going to Milwaukee, beating them there as well. You know, that's big time for us. My kids, no doubt. Yeah, to have kids, to be blessed enough to even have them, that's everything for me. That's my greatest achievement for sure. I guess on that one, I could say that I have a decent left foot. When I grew up, I was always dominantly right, always did everything with my right, and there's been moments where I've hit a couple of balls with my left, and I'm like, oh my goodness, why didn't I learn that, you know, 10 years ago or 15 years ago when I was at college or when I was trying to make pro back in England. To know that I can use both feet, and even there's been times where some people even suggested I'm a left-footed, and that's definitely not the case. I'm all right foot. But yeah, if I'd have known that I could play with both feet a lot earlier, I think that might have helped me in earlier opportunities that I had for sure. More soccer, more coaching. Yeah, I've got a tremendous job here with FC Dallas. I have my own skills business as well. So yeah, no, soccer doesn't stop for me. It's going to be when I hang up playing, hopefully, you know, one of my kids takes up the opportunity and wanted to do it as well. So be on the soccer field with them, go through that, you know, as my parents did. But yeah, no, I don't see myself ever stepping away from soccer. That's for sure. Stay with it, you know, keep doing what we love, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about, right? And the enjoyment of the game. and to keep pushing yourself to achieve whatever you desire, you know. And if I can say one thing, is never be down. You know, we've all had moments in our lives where, you know, a certain coach didn't think we were what we wanted to be at that point in time, and push through those moments. You know, lean on people, lean on family, lean on friends. You know, those are the big things. Getting through those moments where we're not highest is the biggest thing, and once we get past there, it's only up from that point. You know. One of my first impressions, I would say, at Dallas was, you know, you kind of hear about Dallas and horses and cowboys and stuff like that. And, you know, when I kind of landed, it was like, oh, what are we? And it was just a normal city. You know, I wasn't necessarily expecting horses and carriages and cowboys everywhere, but, you know, you saw the odd cowboy hat, and it was just like, yeah, you know, this is different for sure. I have put on a cowboy hat every now and then, but I don't plan on wearing one anytime soon. I'll tell you that much. Big fan of Hutchins Barbecue. Massive fan of that. So we'd have to include that somewhere. And you've got to obviously come and watch Dallas Sidekick play. That's what you must do. And anybody comes to Dallas, you have to come and watch a game here in Allen. You know, tremendous atmosphere, tremendous entertainment. So yeah, they were the Sidekicks for sure. My recovery boots, my Normatec recovery boots. Yeah, those are a must. Even my two roommates, that if one doesn't travel, one travels, is Cody and Cameron, and they're both asking me, make sure you bring the boots, make sure you bring the boots. But yeah, no, my Normatec boots, I don't go anywhere without. They're a must-have for sure. Could say I've taken a little bit of stick and got a little bit of fun taken out of me here recently, because one of the songs that I'm in charge of the room, I'm in charge of the DJ before the game, so I have all the music and stuff like that. And before the games recently, we've had Earth, Wind and Fire, September. Great song, little remix to it. Some of the boys are getting in on it. Some of them are a little bit not too sure on it, but we had it after the game, obviously again this weekend, and everyone was dancing and moving. So yeah, Earth, Wind and Fire, September is one right now that we've got going on in the change room for sure. Classic, great song. Kids, being with my kids, being with my fiance, being with my family. You know, if that's going for a walk with the dogs or stuff, anything like that. But again, you know, my life right now is if it's not outside of soccer in particular, then it's coaching. If it's not outside of that, then it's just family time. Big family, man. Really enjoy hanging out with all four of my kids. You know, that's massive for me. Ooh, that's a close one. We've got a couple in there that have different things that they do that can be considered funny. Cody, obviously, you know, he's someone that strikes people as someone very different. So he does some things that is funny. Mike Jones has got a little bit of banter about him. Brown has got a personality about him that sometimes he can be quite entertaining. He loves a story about when he was at UNC or when he played high school. So I kind of give him some stick about that. I would say I'm probably one of the funniest.